the comfort. Oh, I feel so cozy, and I've got my heater on. I feel like we're on a slumber party. Yay! So actually the reason I wanted to do like such a downtime chilled upload is because I've been feeling a little like a hamster on a wheel, and this is with regards to everything, like my academic life, my professional life, my personal life, and then YouTube on top of that, or just content creation for the purpose of social media in general. It's exhausting, y'all. It's exhausting. I'm gonna be drinking this dealcoholized, is that how you say it? Dealcoholized non-alcoholic, yo. This non-alcoholic sparkling wine. My partner sent me such a cute gift today. It was some flowers and this, and I think it was really cute because I've had quite a tough week, so I appreciate those gestures. If she can, she will. The first one for me that is extremely pertinent is mental health. I feel like a lot of people during this time are having meltdowns, and we are not necessarily attending to those meltdowns, and it's that whole we move culture that we've kind of allowed ourselves to be within. Like, yeah, something happens to me, we move. I lose a friend, we move. Struggling with schoolwork, we move. End a relationship, a romantic relationship, we move. And right now, this is the accumulation of all those we moves, and I'm speaking to myself literally. And if you don't sort it out or deal with it, or become accountable for it, you are gonna suffer like tremendously. So particularly with depression, anxiety, I think a lot of people are suffering, and they are suffering in silence. I mean, personally speaking, I have a lot of anxieties around this time. I mean, as soon as your income is affected, I think all parts of your life start to dwindle, and I've tried my best to stay afloat. Sometimes staying afloat isn't enough. We're in a pandemic, honey. We're in a pandemic. Not a lot of people have access to therapy, psychologists or psychiatrists. So the most important thing right now that someone can do for themselves is to just have someone to talk to, a friend, a relative, someone that you can express yourself to, especially when you feel like that slump, or you feel a little bit numb, or you feel that sadness that is in the pit of your soul. Like, I don't know if you guys have felt this, but I get it a lot during lockdown, where I just can't locate the sad. Like, it's there, but I don't know where it comes from, and it's resulted in me having these scheduled weekly cries, because I think it's very important to cry, to express yourself and all of the emotions that have been pent up inside you, your disappointments, your anger, your sadness, anything that you've experienced throughout the week. Sometimes we don't give ourselves time to cry, and a lot of the time, especially black women or black men, as well as gender non-conforming people, we're taught to be resistant, to be strong. We're taught not to cry. We're taught not to show our weakness, our vulnerability. So it gets to you when you're all alone, especially at this time. Some of us stay alone. When you're all alone and you have not spoken to anybody for a week, you haven't had much physical contact, you need to cry, girl. Cry. And I mean, there are a lot of things that one can do to maintain their mental health, or to maintain a healthy state of mind. However, I don't want to fall into this trope of constantly perpetuating the idea that you must do this, you must do that, because I think there's a lot of that rhetoric on social media of, you know, cleaning, exercising, all those things that are good for us, of course. But more than anything, I want to express the fact that it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be in touch with your emotions. And if you want to cry about it, cry. If you have someone to talk to about it, to talk to someone about it. In the same breath, I recently committed to making my bed every morning because, unbeknownst to many, I haven't been doing that every single day. Like, I'll literally wake up and go, and it's this thing of I don't feel like doing it, or oh, we're in a pandemic. Like, all those things that we've internalized about this time have low-key affected like the simple doings of my life, such as making my bed or washing the dishes, or, you know, things that I would do with ease if things were normal. I feel like I've kind of let go. And as much as I want to be kind to myself, there's just certain things that you need to snap out of. Like, I force myself now to make my bed, and I must say it has done the world for me. Mental health wise, I feel like I've accomplished something first thing in the morning. I've completed a task that is so important for your mental health. But the other thing that has assisted me with my mental health or maintaining a healthy state of mind has been guarding my screen time, because I spend too much time on my devices, my cell phone, my laptop, my television. And to be honest, this has had such a negative impact on my academics. I can barely concentrate. I have a short attention span. I am unable to complete academic tasks, and it's because I can't put my phone down. So with that said, I experimented with like different apps, trying to block like social media or any distracting apps on my phone, until I realized that the iPhone actually does that for you. If you go on your screen time and you check downtime on your iPhone, you can actually block certain apps for as much time as you want. About a week ago or two, I genuinely wanted to deregister. I'm sure some of you guys may know that I am a master's student at the University of Witwatersrand. I'm studying heritage management and public culture. I was passionate about the course. I was passionate about my chosen research as well as the actual coursework that we have, because oh my god, it is phenomenal. If you are in your undergrad or in your honors year and you have an inclination towards art history, curatorship, I would totally recommend that you apply for the masters in heritage studies and public culture. I went from, you know, being interested in the creative aspect of art, the art world, to wanting to be more involved in policy making, the business of art, and so on. So this degree, it's absolutely amazing for that. However, last week or a week ago or 2 weeks back, I genuinely wanted to deregister. I wanted to deregister. And what else can I say, guys? We are in a pandemic, honey. I genuinely was so overwhelmed because I have a lot going on in my life right now. So for me, academics were under control before the lockdown because I had a set schedule. And I would only attend class once a week, and then I'll spend the rest of my week doing work related things. And then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm grinding, honey. I'm doing my schoolwork, and then I submit on Sunday because we have these weekly assignments that we were meant to submit. Once the lockdown started, I didn't even have the capacity to read. I didn't have the capacity to, the most I could do was attend lectures, and those online lectures, oh my god, they are so annoying. And we'd have those for an hour and a half. Trust me, once that hour and a half hits, I am finished. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to do anything. I don't even want to engage the work. I spoke to my lecturer, who also happens to be my supervisor, and I told him, listen dude, honestly speaking, I'm out.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
And he was like, you are capable, you've shown that you can engage with the work, you've shown that you can do this. And it was like a nice pep talk that I actually needed. I needed someone to remind me I'm 100% that bitch. I immediately was like, okay, I'm down, but what are we gonna do? Because I'm drowning, like I'm drowning. And the mistake that I made in my honors year was when my supervisor would hit me up, I would duck and dive. I literally was the most unaccountable, irresponsible, not transparent. I was horrible. So this time around with my masters, I genuinely wanted to be better, do better. So I decided I will tell my supervisor every time I'm struggling. I have not submitted one assignment since lockdown started. I have not been doing readings. I have not been attending lectures properly. I'm just a mess.
Everything is messed up. I am messed up. So what can I think?
And he said, okay, I'll give you 2 weeks to clean your act up. Basically catch up with the readings. We will suspend your submissions. Oh yeah, he asked me this question. He was like, just ask yourself, are you learning? Are you enjoying the work? Are you engaging the work? At this moment, that is what is important. I know if you guys are not in school, this might just sound like a lot of mumbo jumbo, but I realized that some of my followers are like school kids, and I posted some, study note guide vibe, and people were like, yes, please keep this content coming. So I really wanted to let you guys into that aspect of my life. The other thing I forgot to mention was the tremendous support I've received from my classmates. I think it's really good to have a support system within your class. I know a lot of people try to disassociate from their schoolmates. They just want to keep their lives separate. And I mean, I guess, girl, you can do that, but sometimes you really need people who fully understand the situation you're in, to pull through for you, to talk to you, to be there for you. And when I was thinking of deregistering, those were the people who were like, we're here sis, like anything you need, I'm here for you. A huge part of me being demotivated was because of where my career is at the moment. This is my art curating career, art advising, art dealing, That is because the lockdown has affected artists so negatively. And as expected, people who work within the gig economy, people who work within art exhibitions, performances, these are industries that require the presence of people. So naturally, we would be negatively affected by a national lockdown. However, my qualm with the issue is how the state is dealing with it, in the sense that our minister of sports and recreation and arts and culture, that hibba jabba that they've made it now, our minister has been very quiet regarding certain things. And artists have written open letters, artists have made addresses, artists have been very vocal around how this time has made them very vulnerable. And when I speak about artists, I include everybody that works in the art world. It's quite tricky because I think that with the lockdown, there's been a hierarchy that has been created with industries, and there's a certain level of having to prioritize some industries over others when it comes to opening up the economy. And obviously those things have been justified by our president, and some of them are very understandable. My issue is when now there's also a hierarchy in terms of people's livelihoods. As much as some of us can't exactly make an income from how we would be making an income in the past, it's difficult when certain industries are given are more privileged than others, right? So we understand that the arts at large are very integral to the functioning of this country, how artists provide certain things like healing, entertainment, culture, heritage, all of the things that we pride ourselves with about this particular country, when it's time for artists to continue to be recognized and to be made safe in a vulnerable time, suddenly it's quiet. Suddenly it's like, oh, those actors that you watch every day on screen are gonna go to bed hungry. Oh, those musicians that you listen to every day on the radio are gonna go to bed hungry. Those performers that you watch at festivals are gonna go to bed hungry. And then what about the curators of those festivals, the curators of those exhibitions, the administrators, the project managers? You know that the art industry or the art world has a million professions: graphic designers, set designers, and it is leading to an eventual collapse right now. And that's because a lot of us are either freelancers or independent, and right now we don't have institutions to look to that will back us. And then it's increasingly, you know, concerning when the state is not doing much. And I must say, there have been several relief funds that they've put out there for small businesses and then for artists. But in general, as someone that has applied for most, if not all of these funds and did not receive even one, I don't know how the inner workings are, but I've been rejected on the basis that the one that I applied for was a collaboration. Because I'm an independent curator, I tend to work with other people. Obviously you can't pull off an exhibition on your own. So when I applied for the one, I had been working with another curator and they said that they don't fund collectives. And then the second one was a, what was the excuse? Oh yes, that I had other forms of income. So I don't know, man, I don't know, like something doesn't sit right with my spirit. I just think that already it's kind of tricky because there's not much transparency around where the funds are going. I have had to resort to other means of making money. I have made exactly $14 on YouTube. I'm very proud of myself for that. I'm joking, guys, but on the real, like, it's very hard. I'm not gonna lie, like, creating content is amazing. It's so much fun. It gives me pleasure, but the reward is at the end, girl. Like, I'm still waiting, but I'm very blessed to have like a family that supports me. My mom, you know, assisting me here and there. YouTube content doesn't have to be expensive, but I feel like it tends to be expensive because YouTube as a platform is a very consumerist, culture-driven platform. So naturally, if you are a beauty YouTuber, you have to go out and buy products if you're not at the point of getting press drops and whatnot. I'm still trying to, I guess, grapple with being on this platform and creating good quality content that's not always money driven, because I think it has very damaging effects when the only takeaway is, oh, I have to go spend more money after I watch this video. Like, yes, I absolutely love skincare, I stan certain brands, certain products, but my thing is never to make anyone feel pressured to go and purchase something. We as YouTubers need to be a little bit more innovative around how we make content, you know, trying to save money as well as trying to make money, because see, Sanalam, nothing is good. With regards to my personal life, I think that's going reasonably okay. I really like the fact that I've managed to establish healthy boundaries with, you know, my friends and my family. So it's good to check in on people, but don't overwhelm people. Like, at this time, a lot of people are trying to work on themselves or are just sensitive, or no one is feeling at their optimum or at their peak in terms of emotions. So you want to draw the line between being there for someone but also not crowding them or just being too in their face. All I can say is to everyone out there who, you know, has been negatively affected by this pandemic, honey, I wish you all the best. I'm sending you my love. I'm sending you hope and healing. More than anything, I'm sending you strength, because wow, that's something you need, especially to maintain motivation and discipline just to get by your daily life. But yeah, just, you know, carry on following my Insta stories. You'll see me. I wake up every morning, I go running, I will eat properly, I will do this, I'll do that. I just try to maintain a holistic, positive life daily. I think that has really helped me in coping. Obviously there are times where umdu is going through the most, but I think generally I can give myself a little pat on the back for how I've been doing. I just want everybody to maintain a healthy state of mind during this time.